Islam Makhachev is number 2 pound for pound in the world, who many people consider to pick up where Khabib left off. This weekend he is making his first title defense against pound for pound number 1 fighter, trying to become a double champion, Alexander Volkanovski. Now, although people are saying this fight is close, I'm going to be giving you my top 3 reasons why Islam Makhachev destroys Alexander Volkanovski. Welcome back, guys, to the channel. If you guys don't remember, I last did a video on why Alexander Volkanovski will destroy Islam Makhachev. Like I said, this isn't necessarily my opinion, I'm just giving you top 3 reasons why Islam or Volkanovski might win the fight. I'll be making my official prediction Friday. Tomorrow will be the Q&A, so this is your last chance to ask any questions. So without further ado, let's just get into this video. Now, the number 1 reason why I'm worried for Alexander Volkanovski is a lot of his fights, the guy has gotten taken down pretty easily. He also got inside tripped by Brian Ortega, which I think might be Islam's game plan to get those inside trips. But the guy's been taken down before. It's not like this is a guy with 100% takedown defense or a wrestling background even. He's gotten taken down by Chad Mendes multiple times in their fight. He got his back taken in that fight. Now, for the most part, yes, his takedown defense is pretty good. However, he hasn't really fought any too good wrestlers since Chad Mendes, in my opinion. I mean, Brian Ortega obviously is a jiu-jitsu specialist, but you don't really see him shooting for takedowns so much. And even him was able to take down Alexander Volkanovski, so you got to be worried for him. Islam Makhachev, obviously a high-level wrestler, Dagestani wrestler, a guy that's going to be so powerful, so strong. It makes me a little worried when we're talking about Islam Makhachev, a guy that has taken down the best, took down Charles Oliveira, took down former wrestlers like Bobby Green. And yes, although Islam took a while to finish Thiago Moises, I don't think Alexander Volkanovski, once he's on the ground, is going to meet the ground level that Thiago Moises was on. Coming at number 2 is the pretty simple one that everyone says, Islam Makhachev. The size advantage is crazy because honestly, Islam is big for lightweight. And we're talking about a guy coming up from featherweight that in my opinion isn't really too big of a featherweight. I mean, he's 5'6". Yes, he's a little thick, but there's going to be a huge size advantage. I'm pretty sure they've already done a face-to-face. You can already see the size disadvantage. Islam Makhachev is strong. I mean, you hear like Bobby Green, who's been a lightweight his whole career, say, I've never felt anybody who's been this strong before. Now, whether you think that's from PEDs or steroids or anything is up to you, but regardless, he is extremely strong. And like I said, for a guy that's gotten taken down before, not really controlled so much, like I said in my other video, Alexander Volkanovski has a really good get-up game. But for someone like Islam, I mean, I could see a scenario where he gets the takedown pretty easily, out-wrestles him, maybe finishes him with ground and pound or strikes, or maybe gets a unanimous decision. I mean, there's so much to consider with the power advantage, the control that Islam will have. But on the other hand, we've also seen Alexander Volkanovski fight welterweights, and yes, it wasn't in the UFC. He has fought bigger guys before, and he has lost at welterweight. That's his only loss. I think the size advantage is going to be hard for Alexander Volkanovski, and we've seen a lot of people struggle with being a double champion. A lot of people have failed doing this. Israel Adesanya, obviously, as high level he failed to do it. And yes, 20 pounds is a big difference, but Jan Blachowicz used his size to beat Adesanya, and I can see a scenario where Islam does the same thing. And I know Alex is saying, hey, I'm going to be putting the weight on good, making sure everything translates well. So it might be a little bit harder to get used to, you know, number 1, how big Islam is, how to use his weight. Will he get fatigued? I don't think he'll get tired, but I'm just saying these are all question marks that a lot of people might have. And I think Islam's size is going to be a massive problem. I think if the fight ends early, it's definitely going to go to Makhachev, but we'll talk more about that in my prediction on Friday. Alright, now my final point is something that I gotta give Islam a lot of credit to. You know, I do make a lot of jokes about Islam because he beat my boy Charles Oliveira. I still remember it like it was yesterday. But honestly, I think this is a reason why Islam might surpass Khabib, and a lot of people are talking about this. He is actually a good striker. Like, the guy is a legit striker. He knocked down Charles Oliveira. When did you see Charles Oliveira ever get knocked down like that? And the thing with Islam is he's such a threat in the wrestling, people forget about the hands, and that's why I think he hurt Charles Oliveira so bad. People are so worried about that takedown, and especially with a size advantage that Islam will have. I could definitely see a scenario where he hurts Alexander Volkanovski, as crazy as that sounds. Now, in a pure kickboxing battle, I don't know how much Alexander Volkanovski would really lose that. But when you're mixing in the wrestling and you're anticipating getting shot on, you know, the hands might be a little bit lower. You might get hit in the face a little more. And we know that Islam hits hard. I mean, Charles Oliveira does get dropped a lot, yes, but he's never gotten really dropped like that. He got dropped flat out. Islam also has knockouts in the UFC. And I'm not trying to say Islam Makhachev is Israel Adesanya, but he's comfortable with his hands. Mixing it with the wrestling, I could definitely see Alexander Volkanovski getting a little confused here, and I can see Islam Makhachev taking his time, striking a little bit in the first round, going for the takedown, stealing rounds, and not getting tired and winning maybe a unanimous decision or finishing him even on the ground. And especially if Islam's able to use his height advantage well, I think we might be in for a good fight. Now, those are my top 3 reasons why Islam Makhachev will beat Alexander Volkanovski. If you guys want to check out why Alex Volkanovski will beat Islam Makhachev, it's going to be somewhere on the screen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave questions for the Q&A tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in the next one.